Good evening, everybody. This is Julie coming to you live from my living room through the cancer support community, which I'm very grateful to be able to offer this program. I've been doing this for quite a while, the Gilders Club and the cancer support community, so I feel very grateful to have this opportunity. So thank you for joining me this evening. Hopefully your day went well. We just never know how things are going to go. And, you know, I've been trying to kind of adopt my own way of looking at things with a more humorous view. If you have anxiety, if you have, issues with emotions or whatever your situation is, sometimes looking at things with a humorous view really helps. Like if I'm driving or I'm experiencing something and I feel myself be cranky and I'm upset with the driver in front of me, I'm just like going off in my head. Let's just put it that way. I'll tell myself, all right, Miss Cranky Pants, take a minute, cut it out. So I try to use humor any way I can. And just the idea of discovery, like, wow, let's take a deep breath in and out. And what did that just feel like what I just experienced? What the heck was happening there? Or, being within a situation and wanting to either run away or stay there forever, just sitting back for a minute and saying, hey, why is that? Look on whatever's happening with curiosity. Notice how it feels inside your body, and it helps us to stay present and, and to better deal with things as they come our way, to be able to step back and be that observer. And it is not easy, right? My meditation practice helps me with this. My yoga practice helps me with this. And so, I pass along any good information that I have, okay? So stay seated, nice and tall, right? So here we are, we have our chair. Hopefully you have the right chair. Let's be honest, it does make a difference in the chair that you use. If you, having a chair without arms gives you more mobility, but most importantly, having a chair the correct height makes a difference. So when you sit in a chair, your feet should be able to be flat on the floor, and your hips should be maybe slightly higher than your knee joints, okay? So if you're sitting in a chair and you feel kind of crunched up, your knees are up too high, maybe the chair is too low for you, that's going to be difficult for you to adjust your posture, to feel comfortable in any movement. So think about that. If you're shorter of stature and you're in a chair that's too tall, it's really hard to get your feet on the floor and to feel your hips planted in the seat of the chair. So think about that as you practice, and maybe try out different chairs in your home if you have the opportunity to do that. It can be real eye-opening if you do any kind of practice in the chair, any working out or any yoga. Okay, that said, feet are flat on the floor, not about hips width apart, just like the knees are, okay? And then we sit up as tall as we can and roll the shoulders up, back, and release them down. Let's just do that a few more times. Inhale, up, back, exhale, release them down. Good, and do that a few more times. Just let your hands move gently on your thighs as you do this. Inhale, up, exhale, back and down. Like I always remind folks, please don't do anything in yoga practice this evening that hurts or feels very uncomfortable. And do not do any movements that your healthcare professionals have told you not to do, all right? You can always modify, you can always rest, use one arm or no arms, or not take the movement as big. It's your body, work with it. It's your practice, make it what you want it to be this evening. Just rolling the shoulders back as we inhale and exhale, noticing how it feels. Inhaling up, exhaling back and down. One more time. Inhale the shoulders up, exhale them straight back and down. Just relax the hands on the legs. Let's take some deep inhales and exhales. We're sitting up tall, so our shoulders are back over our hips. Inhale the breath and exhale the breath. Let it go. Nice. And you'll notice a feeling of settling every time you exhale, right? Inhale, exhale, you settle. Doesn't mean you slump down with your entire spine, but you may feel your hips get heavier in the chair. Inhale, exhale. We can feel rooted through the hips and the feet. But as we inhale, we're going to feel like we're rising and widening through the torso itself, through the spine itself. And then as we exhale, the spine can remain long as we settle down more deeply through the hips and the feet. Bring the breathing to a normal pace. Beautiful. With the eyes open now, we're just going to make those small circles. And I've had some folks that do chair yoga with me say that they don't feel comfortable making these circles. Basically, I'm not asking you to do anything odd with your spine. I'm asking you to rock across your back end. So you're basically rocking from the right side to the left side, to the front of the hips and to the back of the hips in a circular movement. The spine actually stays long and tall. Okay, so there's a slight hinge at the hips, maybe when you come forward, but the spine continues to stay long. And let's circle the other direction, inhaling and exhaling. It is said that making these circles like this, whether you're sitting in a chair or on the floor, helps release serotonin in the body. So it may relax you a bit more. It might be good to do before sleep time, right? Before bed. And basically what that means is it kind of helps regulate your nervous system. Okay. Very good. So we want to just let's relax the hands by the sides. Again, think about the shoulders. You want to widen them and line them up over the hip joint. So it almost feels like you're leaning back a little bit. Feet flat on the floor. Take a nice, beautiful inhale up and exhale down. Palms press up. When you inhale, palms press it down when you exhale. Yes, it has been a long day. Here we go. Inhale up and exhale. Your movements can be as big or as small as it feels comfortable for you this evening. Very good. And just one more maybe, go at your own pace. Beautiful. We're going to bring the hands to heart center, palms together. Inhale here, exhale, point the fingertips out in front of you. Straightening the elbows, inhale the hands back in, exhale, reach out. Just doing a few of these, inhaling and exhale. And inhaling and exhale. Keep breathing. Here we go. Keep breathing. My phone was doing something odd. Keep breathing and moving. Beautiful. Okay. So now we're going to take these hands to heart center. We're going to inhale them up and exhale them down. And again, inhale them up and exhale them down. Thinking when we breathe in that we want to lift that rib cage as we lift the arms, lifting the rib cage away from the hips, but keeping the shoulders soft, the top of the shoulders soft, and up and down. Great. Keeping the hands right here, about shoulder height, so that shoulders can be relaxed. So hands are lower than shoulder height. And we're just going to press from one side and the other. So we're sweeping the forearms over to the right and over to the left. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. And then release the arms down. Pull the shoulders back. Great job. So sitting with the feet on the floor, I'm sitting in, I would say, the front third of my chair. Okay, so I'm not sitting all the way back. I'm going to begin to hinge at the hips. So it's a nice flat back, hinging at the hips. Okay, so relax the arms down. Inhale, up with the hands as you bend forward. Exhale down. Inhale, reach out, stretch your spine, and exhale. So you're hinging forward, letting your spine remain neutral so the belly firms as you hinge forward. It doesn't matter how high you lift your arms. You can feel your hips moving back as your heart stretches forward. Maybe you're even feeling a stretch in the spine. You can press gently through your feet when you're hinging forward. Give a little bit more reach. Good. Inhaling and exhaling, just sweeping the arms gently. Inhaling, exhaling. One more. Inhaling and exhaling. Great job. Let's take the palms up to the sides. Inhale the arms up. Beautiful. As you exhale, place your fingertips behind your ears. So we're letting the elbows widen. You can draw your jaw back toward your fingers. Inhale here. Exhale, turn to the right and release your hands. Now you can take your left hand to your right leg. You can take your right hand behind you on the chair, whatever works. Inhale back to center, fingertips behind the ears. And exhale, turn to the left. Good. So the point here is we twist, inhaling to the front position, elbows wide, and then exhaling and releasing the hands once we turn. The point of this is to keep the shoulders up and open. So when we turn, we can keep a long spine. Inhale, center. Exhale, turn. And it doesn't matter how far you turn. We just want to keep that tall, upright spine, okay? Breathing, breathing. A few more. Beautiful. Come back to the center position. You can always roll the shoulders, move the body a little bit more if that's what you feel you need to do. Let's take the arms down by the sides, rolling those shoulders back. I'm just going to inhale the right palm up. Now we don't have to reach way over to the left side. So you can reach one hand down, one hand up. And then we're going to switch, inhaling and exhaling. Good. Inhale and exhale. Just kind of lifting up through that rib cage on that side as you lift your arm up. So the other hand reaches down, the other hand reaches up. So we don't have to really do any side bending. We're just lifting the rib cage on the right side and then on the left side. Inhale, exhale, fingertips down and fingertips up. Inhale, exhale, woo. Inhale, exhale, just a few more. Inhale and exhale. Oh, gorgeous. Bring those arms down. Great job. So we're going to take the legs a little wider apart as we work on our cat-cow stretches. All right. So the feet are wide apart. Remember, if you turn your toes out, that's fine. But the knees and toes need to go in the same direction. All right. So that's really key. When we take a wide stance, we don't want our knees, our inner knees to buckle inward. We want to keep the knees and the toes going in the same direction. So if you're very tight in the, the adductors, the inner thighs, it's okay. Okay. It's okay. Just work on it. Maybe don't take them as wide. So we have this position here, hands on the legs. Inhale as you press your rib cage forward, your elbow points go back, your whole back arches, your tailbone lifts. Breathe, whew, big stretch for the front of the waist. And on the next exhalation, you're gonna draw the rib cage back behind you. Your belly's gonna tuck in, you're gonna feel your tailbone tuck under, big stretch for the spine. And we're gonna go back and forth. Inhale, reach, pressing the rib cage forward, stretching the front body. Exhale back, pressing the rib cage back, stretching the back body. Notice the difference in how each one feels. Maybe we can think of it as energetically. Inhale and exhale. Do you feel more movement when we press the chest forward? Or more movement when we press it back? Inhaling. And let's be curious about it, right? We want to move away from anything that hurts. So we may be doing this, very small, not very big, and that's okay. Just notice where the sensations are without judging them, without really making any mental comments or notes about that. Just notice, oh, my back is very fluid tonight. Or, oh, I feel a little stiff, or my the front of my waist is tight. You know, it's okay. Don't have to have an opinion about it. Just observe it. One more, inhaling and exhale. Gorgeous. Come on, make up to a nice tall seat. Bring the feet in. Great. So let's just take a moment here. Shoulders roll back. So we're lining up the shoulders and the hips, and we're just going to pick up one of our knees, and we're going to loosen our foot and ankle. So you can hold your thigh if you want, or you can just hold the leg up, circle the ankle one direction and the other. You can wiggle your toes, point and flex. It's all good. And release. Let's try the other side. We're going to pick that knee up, circle one direction, and then the other. Gorgeous. Very good. Wiggle the toes. Awesome. So sitting up nice and tall, take a big inhalation here, and then exhale. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, bring the right knee in towards the chest. Inhale, put it back down, arms up. Exhale, bring the left knee towards your chest. We're just going to do this a few times. Now, the closer that you bring your knee towards your chest, the more your back's going to round. Okay? That's natural. I don't want you to particularly drag your chest towards your knee. So if you can't lift your knee very high, then you don't have to come very forward with your chest. Keep the back long and straight. If you feel like you want to curl yourself up into a ball and you have that kind of flexibility, then bring the knee in and you can round the spine a little bit, make the belly firm. So it's up to you. It's less and upright or more and a little bit of a forward bend for the spine. With whatever feels good for you tonight. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Inhale and exhale. Great job. So we're going to add on a little bit to this. Inhale up. We're going to exhale that right knee into our chest. And then as we inhale, we're going to stretch the leg out, place the heel on the floor, and hinge. Very good. So the knee straightens, the toes lift up, straight up. So it's okay if you have a bend in your knee. We're hinged forward with a straight spine. And then come all the way up. Take that foot in. Exhale, bring the opposite knee in towards your chest. Nice. Inhale, lengthen it out. On the floor, heel down, and hinge. Good. Great job. And again, it's okay if you don't completely unbend your knees. A little bend, toes up. Try it again. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Great. Awesome. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Very good. Inhale. Exhale. Stretch it out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Maybe one more on each side. Always rest when you feel the need to. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Go at your own pace. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Gorgeous job. Come on up. Awesome. 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 Let's take a moment, and sitting towards more towards the front third of your chair will really help with this particular pose, Baddha Konasana, or bound ankle. So we're going to take the soles of our feet close together. So that's why sitting towards the front of your seat may help, but please don't fall off the front of your seat. So bring the bottom of the feet together, right? And let the knees widen out a bit. And it's okay. You don't have to press the bottoms of your feet together. They can just kind of be facing each other. And let the knees widen out. So get a little bit of a stretch. Roll the shoulders back. Think about those shoulders still lined up over those hips. Beautiful. You can take a moment here. Bring your hands to heart center. See if you can get the feet to relax, because you may be holding on to those leg muscles. Take a nice big inhale. As you exhale, can you release a little bit more through the knees, through the legs? Use your exhale to see if you can get your legs to settle, to create just a little bit of ease in this pose. in this position of your body. And then holding this shape, let's lift those palms up. So inhale up, the prayer position. And then as you exhale, bring the arms down to the back of the chair. Okay, so you can hold the seat of the chair or the rungs of the back of the chair, whatever works for you. And once you're holding on to the chair and you relax back a little bit and open your heart, do you notice any change in the lower body, in the belly, in the legs? You may feel the stretch becomes more comfortable, because the minute that you use the strength of your arms to help support your torso a little bit, then the inner thighs relax. Just breathe. Your inner thigh muscles work along with your abdominal muscles to help you balance your torso over your hips. And you can gently sit up a little taller, bring the knees together. Nice to be on. Oh, gorgeous. Great job. Let's take the feet over to the corner. So we're not taking them all the way to the right side, but to the right corner. So it's kind of like your side saddle, okay? And the feet don't have to be together. The feet and knees can be hips width apart. Good. So your heart is facing your knees, which are facing the corner. Let's inhale the arms up. And as we exhale, turn our heart away from our knees and float the hands down. Beautiful. Now this can be very circular if you like. You can bring those hands up and over to the left, and then up and over back to the center. Good. Inhale, up and over as you turn your heart to the left, knees facing the right. Inhale back. Exhale, hands on both thighs. Inhale up. Exhale to the twist. Nice. Inhale up. Exhale back to center. It's a very nice way to twist. Inhale up and exhale into the twist. Let's hold this twist. Please think about lifting the rib cage up a little bit, kind of keeping it lifted away from the hips instead of dropping it down to rest on the hips. Okay, keep thinking that the rib cage is lifting, but relax the shoulders down. Let the shoulder blades slide down the spine as it stays nice and tall. Tuck your chin slightly and look back over your shoulder if you find it's comfortable. And come on back. Great job. Take your feet to the other side. Now again, the knees are facing the corner of the chair, not all the way over to the left of the corner. All right, inhale those arms up, and exhale as we turn away from our knees. Just letting the hands rest wherever they end up. We don't want to hunch our back around our spine, trying to get our hands to touch something. Just let the hands, land where they land. And then let's take it back, inhaling and exhaling. Back onto the knees in the front, inhale, and exhaling as you twist. And inhaling and exhaling. You can make smaller movements with your arms, it's okay. Inhale and exhale. Make the practice your own this evening. You want to create ease. Inhale and exhale. Inhaling and exhaling. Feel how exhaling aids the twist. Inhaling. Exhaling. And then we're going to move this last time and hold the twist. Inhaling and exhaling. Just hold the twist. Spine stays up nice and long. We're not letting our rib cage fold down over the hips. We're keeping the ribs lifted evenly. Shoulders back a little bit. Tuck the chin slightly. You can look back over your back shoulder just a little. You can go ahead and do that. Breathe. Notice how each deep exhale creates a little bit more comfort in the twist. And come on back. Lovely job. Back. Ooh. Great job, great job. So we need to do a little bit more side bending. Then we're going to do a little bit of standing, okay? So Feet flat on the floor, hips in the chair. We want to be on the front of our sit bones, okay? Not tucking the tailbone under, shoulders back over. Let's start with just the right arm up. Now, lift the rib cage up away from the hips, and then you can take the side bend. And I don't care about your arm. It doesn't matter whether it's here or here. It doesn't matter. We want to open up this right side. You can take the left hand to the seat of the chair or the back of the chair behind you or your thigh. But the front waist has to be very strong in this side bend. Let's switch sides. Inhale. Lift that rib cage up and exhale. Just breathe here for a few breaths. Think about breathing. If you have this left arm overhead a bit, you're breathing into the left lung. Inhale up. Exhale, bring the right arm over. Breathe into the right lung. And switch. You can even add a bit more of a challenge and not just into the side body, but breathe into the back body. Breathe into the back of the lungs, into the back body. Switch, inhaling and exhaling, breathing into the back body and the side body. Just a few more times. And if you want to go a little bit faster or a little bit slower with your breath, you're more than welcome to. Inhale and exhale and inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Oh boy. And exhale. Great job. And let's make those circles. Once again, if you start to feel a tightness in the lower back or a particular area of your back or your hips, you can always make these circles, make you feel a little bit more comfortable. Ooh, gorgeous. Great job. And before we stand up, just sitting up nice and tall. Now you can hold your elbows, but you may need to just gently place your hands on the opposite forearm. And I'd like you to bring those elbows up overhead. So notice how this feels. Notice how this feels, right? So maybe if you're holding your elbows, it's a little tighter. And if you're sliding down towards the wrist, it's a little looser. But I want you to think about laying the front body on the strength of the back body. Feel the abdominals engaged. Try to keep the head neutral. Don't let it fall forward. I know this can be a big stretch for some of you, and it's okay to bring the hands here as well or behind the ears, okay? So do what works for you. Just take a minute breathing here, just a moment. Inhale and exhale, release. Great job. Let's roll the shoulders back. Okay, so we're going to come to standing. So feet or hips width are a little wider apart. Make sure the ankles and knees are lined up. Remember, right, standing up from seated, we use our heels and we push our hips back. So very important. So here we go. I'm going to push my hips back behind me, press down into my feet, and come on up. Okay. So it's okay if it takes you a while. Some people take a little longer to get out of the chair. That's fine. And take your time. So I'd like to work on just a little bit of a flow that I think feels very nice for the body. Again, I don't know what kind of day you had, but take it easy if you feel that you need to. So we're going to step back from the back of the chair and just kind of bend the knees, reach the hips up and stretch the arms out. So I have my hands on the back of the chair. It's okay, my knees are bending. So what I'd like you to do now is just bend one knee and then the other. So a little bit of a bicycle here. And you just kind of got your hands on the back of the chair. Your head is lifted a bit. It's not dropping down. We're not dropping the chest down or dropping the head down at this time. Good. Nice. So with your hands on the back of the chair, you can also do this on a countertop. It's about the same height. What I'd like you to do, feet or hips width or a little wider, is I'd like you to begin to slide your torso forward a little bit so the legs straighten, right? You have your elbows might lift, your shoulders might lift up, roll them back. So by bending your elbows, you're doing a little plank pose or type of push-up against the chair. Inhale here, exhale back. Good. And then again, inhale here. And you don't have to come very far forward, but engage the belly, shoulders away from the ears, legs straight, and exhale back. And by leg straight, I mean whatever that means to you. So a little bend in the knee is what you got, that's cool too. So we're bending and unbending the elbows and the hips. And we're using this as just a way to build a little bit of upper body strength, right? We want to keep the elbows in close to us, shoulders away from the ears, and then push back. And one more time in. Very good. And push back. Great. That's awesome. That's a great job. Let's step the right foot forward and keep the left foot back. Good. Really press back into that left heel. So the left leg behind you is straight, really press back. Now walk your hands or fingertips up the chair a bit or to the very top of the back of the chair so you can bring your torso to tall. The front knee's a little bent, the back leg is straight, heel is down. That back foot is kind of pointing a little bit off to the left, but forward. Now, if you're feeling it, you can bring one arm up or both arms. You can keep your fingertips on the chair if you need to. Just think can you lift that rib cage just a little bit more, really stretch open. Even if your elbows are bent, you can lift the heart a little bit. Inhaling here, exhaling, hands on the chair. Inhaling here, exhale, step the front foot back. You can bend your knees a little bit here to hold on to the back of the chair. Awesome. All right, so let's lean back a little bit, and then when we're ready, inhale and step the left foot forward. Keeping the right heel, the right foot on the floor, toes turned out. So your back leg, your right leg now is straight, and the front knee's a little bent. We don't want the front knee bent over the toes, so make sure that your knee and ankle line up. Take a look. And then you can keep one hand on the chair or two, but lean the torso back and reach one arm up, or maybe two arms up, or you can switch arms to whatever works. Reach back through that back heel. Lift the rib cage away from the hips. You can do it, you can do it. You can always keep a hand on the chair and do this with one arm in the air, or bend the elbows to cactus or goalpost position. Lift, lift, lift through the rib cage, open the heart. Do whatever works with your arms. You can even put them back behind you if you want. Breathe, inhale here, and exhale, hands to the chair. Nice, we're gonna step that front foot back, inhale and exhale. Good. So we're gonna walk up just a little closer to the chair. You know, maybe you're a foot and a half from the legs of the chair. Feet are hips width or a little wider. All right, inhale here. Exhale, take a seat back. So we're gonna let the knees bend, widen those hips behind you. Keep your hands on the chair. Right, you may feel your inner big toes coming up off the floor, the inner feet. Press down with those. I want you to think about hugging your shins in and widening your thighs apart. Good. Nice. You can place one hand on a thigh or the other, depends on your balance tonight. But I want you to lift the torso up a little taller when we do this chair pose. Good. You can place your hands up by your sides or your hands at heart center. Pull the belly in to support your spine in chair pose. Nice job. Let's stand all the way up. You can use the chair if you need to. Thighs press back, hands reach up. Inhale and exhale down. Good. And hands on the chair once again. Inhale, exhale back to chair pose. Weights in the heels, grip with the toes. Hips are back. We want to bring that torso up a little bit taller in chair pose. Again, you can have one hand on the chair, both hands out to the side, both hands together at heart center. Breathe, breathe, breathe. A lot of work for the legs here. Hug the belly, and that'll give you some support. And then when you're ready, begin to straighten the knees, thighs move back. Inhale all the way up. And exhale down. Okay, great job. Let's step back. I want you to step back as far as you can so that when you hinge from your hip, your arms reach out fairly straight, and we can straighten our knees a bit more too. So your back is really long. A little bend in the knees feels good, so definitely do what works for your legs. Your hips are kind of widening and lifting behind you. You're reaching out through your arms. Think about pushing the hips back and pressing the hands forward. Maybe your head is between your upper arms. Maybe it's up higher, but let's not have it go lower. And really draw the belly in a little bit higher, a little bit more towards the spine. When you draw that belly button way up towards the spine, you're going to notice this feels even better on your spine. And even though you're drawing your belly button in, breathe. You can do it. Good. Bend the elbows a little bit, bend the knees a little bit, lift that heart up. Step one foot forward and then the other. Woo, nice job, nice job. Very good, very good. Okay, so stretching the front of the thighs. Let's take the right foot back once again, not all the way back, and come up on the back toes. All right, and then this back leg, which is my right leg, I'm gonna bend the knee down towards the floor. And when I do that, my front knee bends too, and it doesn't go past my toes. The torso is tall, not leaning forward to the back of the chair. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull my belly button back so my hips tuck a bit. This is going to incur a stretch in the front of my hip and thigh. So when you're in this position, you're stretching this, I'm stretching my right knee to the floor a bit. I got to pull the belly button in to really feel more stretching in the front of that hip. I can lift that same arm up, it'll increase that feeling. This is a great way to stretch your quadriceps, your thighs. If you can stand on one foot and grab your ankle, you could do that too, but hey, you know, everyone's got a different level of experience. And release, good, we're gonna step up. Let's try the other leg. I'm gonna step the left leg back, up on the left toes. You're gonna bend the left knee, the front knee, the right knee will bend, but not past the right toes. As you bend the left knee, point the knee to the floor. Hold on to the chair, but let's lean the torso so it's nice and straight, not leaning forward. And then when you're ready, pull that belly button back to feel your pelvis change position. So as you pull the belly button back, you're gonna feel that pelvis tuck under. And you're gonna feel a big stretching from that left side. And you can stay right there, or you can lift the left arm. Everybody's a little different. Doing good. Very beautiful, very beautiful. Awesome. And let's bring that arm down, straighten the back leg a bit, step in. Ooh, boy, does that feel good or what? So I'd like to do a forward bend. So now you can face the back of your chair or the seat of your chair. If you feel like you're okay with forward bending, you know, maybe try facing the seat of your chair, okay? Step a ways back. You're gonna have to kind of gauge as you begin to move. Feet hips width apart or wider. Thighs back, let's inhale up. Lifting the rib cage, and as we exhale, just like chair pose, bend the knees and hinge. Now get the belly nice and firm as you put your hands on the seat of the chair. You can bend your knees a little bit more. Now as you bring your heart closer to the seat of the chair, lift the back of your rib cage up towards the sky. Really let the back round, let the head hang down. You can place your forearms on the chair, and it's okay if you bend your knees. But I'd like you to think that if your tailbone is the highest point, then you can soften your spine down from that point. Like a ribbon unraveling. Now, if you've been instructed not to take your head lower than your heart for, you know, a health reason, you can keep the forearms on the chair and just keep the head lifted, right? You don't have to crank it way back, but just keep it lifted. But if you can round the spine, relax the head for this forward bend, that's great. You can feel the stretching happening. And if you want to feel it even a little bit more, take your low belly, just feel where it is, and gently tuck it up and in, like you're tucking it into your pelvis. Then you'll feel even more relaxing the upper body, relaxing the head. You may feel more of an intense stretch in that space just above the back of your pants. There's nothing wrong with easy stretching of the spine in the forward bend. You just have to be careful. When you're ready to come out of the forward bend like this one, what you want to do is press into the forearms and begin to look forward, stretch forward with your face and your heart. Place the hands on the chair, keep lifting the face and the heart, so now the back is nice and flat. Bend the knees now, place the hands on the thighs, keeping the back flat. When you're ready, push into your feet, thighs back, shoulders back. Just make sure you're not dizzy. Awesome. All right, let's take a seat in the chair as we get ready to finish up. Great job, everybody. Beautiful. If you want to do the hip stretch, you can bring the foot and ankle over like this, or like this, or you can cross at the ankle and let the knee widen out. So you can pick any number of those configurations for the hip stretch, either crossed over or the number 4, or crossing at the ankles. Keep the foot flexed. Again, lift up the rib cage, inhale here, and exhale, gently hinge a little bit forward. And this may be too intense for you. It's okay. Just rest the hands. Yeah. Keep the neck nice and long. Breathe. Foot is flexed. So in this case, we're not rounding the spine, right? We're keeping the spine long because we're concentrating on stretching out that one side of your hip. Can you feel that? Just breathe. Some folks will do this crossover stretch while standing on one leg, holding onto a counter or a table. And that's fine too. Just widen the hips back behind you and keep the weight in the heel of your standing foot. Let's come on up and switch legs. Cross the ankle, cross over or cross here. Lift up through the rib cage and hinge. Keep this foot flexed because we want to keep the knee and ankle lined up here as we stretch our hip. Woo. Just breathe. And it's okay if you don't hinge or at all or only hinge a little bit. Don't worry about it. It's all good. It's all good. See if you can soften and settle into that stretch. Sometimes when it's a more strong or intense stretch, we kind of tense up, which is the opposite of what we want to do. So we can kind of release a little bit more heavily into the chair. Good. And then come on up. Woo-hoo. All right, great job. Your circles. Gorgeous. And the other way. All right, sit all the way back in your chair. Feet flat, and when I sit back in my chair, my butt goes first, so widen your back. And then feet flat on the floor, roll the shoulders. Let's take a nice big deep breath in and out and up the front. Inhale in and out. Inhale. And exhale your hands down to heart center. And let's do that one more time. Inhale, feel as if the torso is lifting, but your hips are pressing down. And then as you exhale, imagine just softening everything down to the hips and the bottom of the feet. Just let everything relax. Keep the hands at heart center. Thank you for joining me this evening. You honor me. Of all the things that you may know that you are loved. Namaste, my friends. Namaste. I'll see you in 2 weeks.